Yeah, I've never really looked at this in detail. It's kind of funny. Just seen these like thousands of times. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Ken.
Today we're going to talk about this object I've used thousands of times. The other day you were showing it to me from a position on top of your desk.
Yeah.
So why do you keep it so close by?
One of the reasons I keep it is, and it's something I always tell my students when they're first starting design school, it's like you can be a specialist as a designer or you can be a generalist. And I like to give examples of different people who do different types of things. And the gentleman who designed this, Kenji Ecoin, he was sort of a generalist. So he designed this bottle, but he also designed many, many other things in Japan. So I like to use this as an example for those students. For me, it was one of the first interactions I had with Japan. When I was a kid. And like, what's your story behind it? Like, you probably have lots of things that you remember about this thing.
You know, I worked at a Japanese restaurant here in town, and the management was from Japan. They were extremely strict, and I remember we had to clean these every day.
Really?
So that's like the first thing I think of when I see this like silhouette.
Yeah.
Just dozens of these, collecting them, washing them at the end of every day, and just refilling it the next day.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I remember going to restaurants and getting rice and as a kid and not knowing like what to do and just dumping this stuff all over the rice till the rice was just brown and it was salty. I'm like, I didn't care as a kid, but now I'm like, oh, kind of cringing at the way I used it when I was a kid.
I remember my friends were doing what you were doing when I was growing up. Yeah. But things have changed, right? Like Japanese food's popular. I don't think anyone does that anymore.
Yeah. I think the majority of people that have soy sauce in their homes or have experienced soy sauce have touched this bottle, both in Japan, here, and across the world. So it's pretty cool. And then when you start to think about it, like I hadn't given it any thought until I read an article about the designer when he passed away. And then I started like reading into it and thinking about it. You're from Japan. I met you a little bit later, but I got to travel to Japan. And the connection with this bottle is that the designer, Kenji Ecoin, he also designed the train that takes you from Narita Airport to Tokyo Station or to Shinagawa.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that until he passed, sadly. And I had already ridden on the train many times.
Yeah, me too. That's mind-blowing. I never made the connection.
Yeah.
I remember when that train first came out, I'm pretty sure I was a teenager. 'Cause we were going to Japan one or two times a year, and she lived way out past Yokohama, and you had to transfer trains to get to Narita. But this train you could do from my grandma's station to Narita in one shot.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking it was so cool when I was a kid, like the design.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like Gundam or something.
Oh, yeah. Kind of that streamlined look.
Yeah.
I looked back at
Like
older
mechanized
trains, and they had it was more of like the commuter style train before this one. And then before that, there was like a big old kind of diesel train that had this shape on the front. So this one's a bit more modernized. And the very first one I rode the first time I went to Japan, which was so disorienting because you fly in, usually it's like evening,
right.
and you're still in the airport, and then you get out and it's nighttime and you have no idea where you are, what's going on, but you're on this train, which is like one of the most comfortable, interesting trains I've been on in Japan. And to this day, like it's still like such an exciting moment to leave the airport tunnel and be out in like this greenery at first, and then as you slowly get into the city, it's pretty fun.
You know, I never thought about it, but as an industrial designer and transportation design, it must be like close to the pinnacle of what you get to design, right?
Yeah.
Because like airplanes, there's only so many models, and you know, it seems like there's not a whole lot of aesthetic creativity.
Yeah.
They're just based on like engineering.
Yeah.
But trains like the Shinkansen, they just look so cool. I stand there and like waiting for them to.
Oh yeah.
I'm not quite that level where I have the cameras. Like I wouldn't say it's a hobby, but I love trains. Well, and seeing these cool ones.
It's so fun when the nose of the train pulls into the station.
Yeah.
Kenji also designed some of the bullet trains that may still be in use. I know that there's newer ones now, but he did a lot of public works projects and like big things like this that are, you know, widespread. This is what it looks like when it's rolling in, but then when you're getting on, like that's what you see first is this big wall of a train right in front of you. Like it feels way bigger than it really needs to be, but then when you step inside, like you realize, hey, the interior is so big for a reason. Like everyone's bringing their luggage, everyone is stacking it either in the car here or back there, and then the views are what's really important because it's, you know, the first time people are coming to Japan maybe,
Right.
And they want people to be able to sit and enjoy what they're seeing as they're riding into the city.
That brings back some memories, like the fact that it's dedicated is a big difference, because we would be riding the regular train.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like meiwaku, like in the way of the other people, which is like really embarrassing in Japan, to have like giant luggage. And people are trying to get to work or whatever. It's not, regular trains aren't designed for suitcases. This was a game changer. This logo is really slick too. I wonder how much that's changed over the years.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I remember the original had, some of the original photos I saw had that logo, and it hasn't changed much since the train was launched.
So is it just coincidental, like the white, black, red, so it's not this dark red? Is this like this guy's signature colors, or is it just coincidence?
I think you gotta look at the cultural background of red in Japan and like the meaning behind it. Okay. And I don't have the exact like words for that, but I mean it's a very ubiquitous representation of Japan. You have the Japanese flag with the red circle in the middle. You have the red on the top of the train. You have the red on the top of the bottle. It usually like means like happiness or like strength or like moving forward. And so it makes sense that like some of the first touch points or the things that come out of Japan and go to other places are represented with this color. Thanks. I mean, even inside the train too, you got the red as well, going all the seats. So they just stay really clean with the design. But a lot of people, when they get there, I hear kids going like, "Is this the bullet train? Is this the fast one?" And everyone's like, "Not yet. It's going to come."
Kind of fast,
yeah. But I like looking at this image compared to the bottle, and something that wasn't in existence really before this bottle was like when you bought the soy sauce, you get the really big bottle, right? Yeah. And then people usually had like ceramic bottles on their table.
Yeah, we have those at home.
So you dump it into the ceramic bottle and then you put it in there. Yeah. So Kenji wanted people to be able to see like how much sauce was in it and to be able to see the sauce, because so much work and attention goes into making this sauce. Like it's aged, it goes through this whole process, which is really cool. So he really wanted to celebrate it and allow people to see it. So that's why he made this one glass. And then, of course, like what's cool about this one is you buy the one show bottle. Like you can still have your little ceramic containers, but you can refill this too, which is really nice, which keeps the Kikkoman brand front and center, but it's still just a beautiful bottle in and of itself.
It's kind of funny. It's one of those things I never thought about. That at a restaurant, for example, this would just be out. But the other sauces, the bottles are not as intentionally designed.
Yeah.
Even though they're shown, right?
Yeah.
In like nice restaurants and stuff.
And sometimes they're just like random bottles that have stuff put into them. But yeah, looking at bottle design is fascinating, or like container design for sauces or food, things like that. Another thing I kind of like between these two, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I love the way like the glass reveals the sauce and the color of the text with the color of the top. But when I look at the train, I also see like the glass and the top here. And I think about like, the sauce is something that's filling this bottle and going out to people somewhere else that they're enjoying in their home. People are filling this thing and they're enjoying the place that they're visiting. So like there's kind of this similarity in a sense that like we're like the soy sauce in the train and we're filling this train and we're in this glass tube that's flying through the countryside, flying through the city. And I love how like there's similar colors between the two. I like the directionality of these two objects as well, like and where the weight is emphasized. Like the weight is at the front of the train for this one, like it has a little bit of a bump out. The weight on this one is at the bottom because it's a container. So this one's pulling, this one's sitting steadily, not spilling. But then the motion is driven by the shape as well. So you got the pour, they got the spout. Then you also got like this streamlined front that's giving you that feeling of speed, even when it's sitting silently in the station. Totally. It's really nice. Totally. And some of the curves too, like these subtle curves, the gentle curves here, this front.
Yeah, I've never really looked at this in detail. That's kind of funny. Just seen these like thousands of times. And yeah, I noticed earlier that the lid is like slightly off center when it's tightened, and it must be the tolerance of the glass. Yeah, it's a little crooked. It kind of bugs me a little bit.
I might have over tightened it too. I tend to do that.
Where you like crushed the threads,
maybe
to make it past the...
I actually bought it one day because I needed soy sauce for my lunch, and I didn't have any, so I just went next door to the mini mart, and they had this on the
They
shelf.
have this there?
Yeah.
At our mini mart?
Yeah, right
No
around
way.
the corner.
That's really
And
smart.
I bought it, and I only used it on that lunch, and then I put the cap on it. So inside here,
Gosh,
there's
good
the seal
job.
cap again.
Things have changed. There's no Japanese people out here. Very few living in our neighborhood here.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, the sauce is used by everyone. The lesson, at least, well, for me as a student of design, would be like, always asking questions or always being aware of like how things are being done and questioning whether or not they should be that way or whether it could be better for the user, for the person who's experiencing the product, for the company who's selling the product even too. Because like we said before, like so much work goes into this sauce.
Right.
That's behind the scenes, and then you get it and you just start pouring it on stuff. So having a bottle that celebrates that effort and gives it a place that's like, stands beautifully in the center of the table or beautifully in a restaurant or beautifully on a shelf, and just celebrates the sauce. I think that's the main thing that I like to learn from that, is finding those elements that you can build upon, those problems or those things that people are like, this is just normal. This is the way it is. Like, we don't really need to change it. And then changing it and then having it be like one of the most recognizable bottles
Right.
in the whole world.
Is this expired?
It just sits on my desk. I don't actually use it.
20th of August, 2027.
I'll use it up.
You can always get another one at the mini mart. That's a good tip.
True. Yeah.